Hello, thank you for joining my channel. God delivered me. This is Ryan Nolan. If you like this video, please hit the like, subscribe, or share button below. There's also a description box that I'm going to put a link to donate if you're interested in doing that. If you do, I greatly appreciate it. Everything is, very helpful. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this video. This is going to be about, the importance that God played in my life, all of my life, and how He has helped me, get through the things that I've gone through my entire life. And I just wanted to put this video together to share with people that are interested in this channel about the fact that I was born into a satanic cult, that I was really born into an organized criminal organization that was considered a family, but wasn't even my real family. They had kidnapped me from my real family. But this isn't so much about going into the background of my life as much as it is talking about the importance that God played in my life and how I would not have been able to get around any of the multiple death threats that were placed against me. I had my family, as I've talked in other videos, come against me and try to kill me since I was born. Since I was a little child, I've had my immediate family, my extended family, and my close friends at the time who I thought really had my back were all in a coordinated effort to take me out. And so I just wanted to let people know, how important prayer is when it comes to being able to live a healthy life, because this world has so many distractions. It has so many ways in which it can pull you out from believing in what's most important, and that is, believing in having faith in yourself and having faith in God are the two most important things. And when you get to the point where you trust yourself to that infinite level, you become one with God and understand just how amazing life can be when you accept everything that you're experiencing in your life as you. And that's really what faith is coming to the understanding that everything that you're experiencing in that present moment, in that moment in time, is an expression of you. And the way that I look at it is what's happening, you see on the outside of you is really happening on the inside of you, being projected out. So I've talked about that in other videos, but having a relationship with God allows you to get through the illusions that this world places upon you. So what I mean by that is when you fall into the trap of believing that you have to respond to the world, that everything that you're doing is happening to you from the outside world, happening to you, then life can be fearful. There can be anxiety involved, and you're more susceptible to being, influenced by negative vibrational energies. So that's why it's so important for all of us to understand just how important it is to pray to God every single day. And that's what I did when I was going through the struggles that I was going through in my life, and when I was going through, all the darkness from all of the dark magic, all the black magic that was done against me. And then also, not just only that, but just life in general is difficult with all the variables and things that happen that you don't expect. I think that's one of the things that most human beings have a difficult time really dealing with, is just the unexpected twists and turns of life, because we all want to figure things out. And so when life throws us a curveball, or what we can perceive to be a curveball, is really just another way of God pushing us in the right direction of figuring out who we really are. We take it as a curveball or something that is different than what we in our mind had created to be the way things should be. And that causes problems, because now we're feeling like we're not the ones in control. And then we try to overcompensate by trying to control things in our life that are better off not trying to control. Because when you do that, like I've said in other videos, when you could try to control the outcome or the world, that's what is reflected back to you, because you believe that you are controlling, that you're separate from your experience. And that's not the case. When you pray to God and when you develop a relationship with Him on a very intimate level, you come to the realization that everything's one, that everything is one energy. And that's what God is that one energy that infuses every human soul. And through faith, within that one energy in that specific moment in time, every human soul has the ability to determine who they believe they are. through their vibrational frequency and their faith. And really that's what it comes down to, so that each individual person has that faith within them that determines how at that present moment they're going to experience their life. But everyone's doing that from that same consciousness. So that's how we're all connected. But the thing is that this world and what you see on the outside of you pulls you into the illusion of that's the world, not what's happening inside of you. And and when you develop that relationship with God, and that's one of the biggest things that I really appreciate from him, is understanding that everything's within you, that everything that's real is within you, and that everything that if you weren't able to see through your eyes, you would be able to feel everything that you're seeing, because everything is happening inside of you. And that's the best way I can say it, is that your self-belief, how you believe yourself to be, that's what determines your experience. So it's all within. And when you develop a relationship with God, and when I developed my relationship with the Lord, it helped me develop that inner knowingness of how everything's always going to be okay. That everything is always going to be okay, because if you really believe that everything is you, then before anything happens, you've already comforted yourself. You've already comforted your soul, basically saying there's nothing to worry about. So, and I think a lot of people these days are going through life the exact opposite way. They're thinking about, oh my goodness, what's the next thing that could go wrong in my life? Because they've been traumatized, and they're believing that everything's happening to them and that they're out of control because they can't control their experience. And it's just a vicious cycle, because they're manifesting the fact that they're not in control by believing that they're not who they really are, which is everything they experience. So back to what I'm talking about, is just the fact that God gives you the tools to understand these very, very important aspects about ourselves. And what's amazing is that as you learn to grow with him, you'll learn more information about yourself. You'll learn more about yourself through your experiences and through your acceptance of that there's nothing to worry about, basically. And you're always looking forward to the next moment, because it's just an experience within yourself. And God gives you the comfort, the support, the inner knowing that everything's going to be okay. And he gives you, he'll speak to you too. He'll speak to you in ways that you wouldn't expect, sometimes through, actual voice. And then other times through messages, synchronicities and things like that. But you're always feeling like you're connected to a higher, source when you're going through difficult times. And so when that happens, you feel more at ease, because you feel like even though things maybe not as great as they are, as they should be in your mind, that there's someone above you that's, comforting you and also pointing you in the right direction, even if things may seem difficult at that moment in time. So it gives you hope more than anything. And I think that's one of the things that this world needs more than ever right now, is that hope for each individual person, so that they're not looking for it on the outside anymore. And that's one thing God will teach you, is that there's nothing on the outside that you need, because there's nothing on the outside at all. That's just an illusion. Like I said, everything that is real are the things that you can't tangibly see, and that is the consciousness within you. But everything that you can see is really the illusion of what's real. And, what's real is just what's inside of you. But, I think prayer is the one thing that I would really recommend everyone do that's listening to this video, in the morning, in the evening. I find it really helpful to be able to wake up in the morning and be grateful, and to share my gratitude with him, with my Father. And that has helped me get through very difficult nights sometimes, because I tell myself I look forward to the morning where things are going to be better, and I'll be able to pray and know that I'm going to feel better in the morning because of the prayer. Sometimes I'll be able to sleep the night before better because of that knowingness that, things are always going to be better in the morning, because I'll always have an opportunity to talk to God and ask for his guidance in whatever situation I'm going through. So there's just a lot of benefit from being able to pray on a consistent basis. It gives you a way to step out of yourself because we, like I said, are more than our body. We're everything that we experience. So when you get out of that personalization of life, you realize that there's a bigger picture. So in other words, when things that seem to be negative or positive, depending on who you are in the situation, you are going to be able to step out of your ego when you have a relationship with God, and be able to see the bigger picture when you depersonalize the experiences in your life. And when you do that, you see everything from a higher perspective. And when people say things that used to offend you maybe in the past, they don't offend you anymore, because you're able to see the big picture more in all situations. You'll be able to see different sides of different topics, because you no longer get pigeonholed into believing there's only one way of thinking about things. And these are all benefits from, like I said, developing a relationship with God, and making sure that you maintain that relationship with Him through prayer. That's the number one thing. I would also recommend that reading the Bible is very helpful, and it can help you give context to your life by understanding what things happen in the Bible and how you can apply that to your own situation. And just treating people right. More than anything, God wants people to reflect the things that He believes in: empathy, compassion, unconditional love. And those things when are amazing when you believe them, but when you actually act upon those things and you start doing things that maybe you wouldn't do in the past, but now you're wanting to do those things because you realize that there's a higher purpose for your life now when you do these things. And who doesn't want to elevate their purpose in life? Who doesn't want to make their life even more meaningful than what it is today? And I think when people start realizing that they can create more meaning in their life by simply giving out and supporting people that are in vulnerable situations, is the type of thing that God really wants at this moment in time. And the more people that do that, the better. So I really recommend that as well. And that's something that I work on. And so that's really sort of what I did in my relationship with God, and how I was able to persevere through the difficult times that I went through with my family and my friends and all of that, was to have the creator of the universe on my side. Was the only reason I was able to get through it, because there was no way for me to know all the ways in which I had to maneuver that I did through intuition and other things in my relationship with God. Only that was the only reason I was able to get through it, because there's no way to have gone through that and survived and not had any permanent real damage done like I wasn't able to. I mean, I feel great. I feel perfectly healthy. So I'm very lucky, and it's all because of God, like I said, and my relationship with Him looking out for me. And I know He wants to do the same for everybody here that's listening in on this video. He wants to build a relationship with everybody. He wants to make everyone's life as meaningful as they want their life to be. So that's where the free will comes into play, is that people have to choose for themselves on who they really believe they can be. And I think, God can't make you do things, but He can give you the inspiration to do things. And I'm hoping some of the words that I'm speaking now are inspiration to people listening. And just know that He wants the best for you, and He wants you to be as successful as you possibly can be. And that starts with you believing in yourself, knowing that there's nobody outside of you. That's where it all starts, that faith. And the beautiful thing about it is there's no way to prove or disprove that it's true, that you just have to believe it. And that's why it's faith in and of itself, because there's no way to prove or disprove that it's true, that all you have to do is believe in yourself and you can achieve it. You just have to believe. And that's really what it comes down to. And that's why I'm speaking this video right now, is to get people to believe that they can be anything that they want to be. And God's here to support you in that endeavor. And by building a relationship with Him will only enable you to a higher degree to be able to accomplish that. So I wish everyone the best. Have a great start to this week, great rest of the week. And God bless and love you guys. Bye.